In a career spanning 25 years, over 100 million records sold, and 38 hit singles, this is REM. He takes you behind the scenes with an intimate and exclusive portrait of one of the world's greatest rock bands. A revealing look at life on the road as REM performs in Italy on the last leg of their global tour and gear up for their appearance at London's Live 8 concert.
We're REM. I'm Michael. That's Mike. That's Peter. We're REM, and this is what we do.
I'm Michael Stipe of the band REM, and we're doing an E-Tour Diary. But this is kind of the beginning of the last leg of this tour, which has been going on for some time now. The last leg of the tour, we covered 31 countries in 90 days. You don't really get an opportunity to see the places that you're going to, with the exception of the show and the hotel, unless you make an effort. And that's something that I've always tried to do, is to connect with, even if it's for an hour, even if it's going to a cafe a couple blocks away from the hotel. Or going to a gallery, try to connect with the place a little bit and just get a vibe for what's happening there. There's nothing more exciting than being able to share that with people who you draw inspiration from, and to be able to have those experiences together.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Did we wound up at the top of the Spanish Steps?
Yes, we did.
Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen.
One of the kind of great things is that you have the opportunity to offer to your friends, your family, your lover, a chance to come to some city somewhere that maybe they've been to before, or have never seen before.
So we're back from our first day of wandering around Rome with my friends and compatriots, fellow artists, people who wanted to come and be here. Sitting next to me is the strangely named Blue Leech, whose title on this tour is what?
Video director.
Video director.
Yeah.
So those fantastic, enormous screens with the camera shooting up my nose. What it does is it takes the stuff that we're doing and just amplifies it and makes it bigger and more accessible to the people that are in the very back rows, or the people that want more than just to watch a band perform. One of the people that we used as an inspiration for the look that we were going for was Andy Warhol. Taking not just, like you said, the thoroughbred camera and letting that be the main thing, but re-photographing that with a really low-tech camera and mixing the two together, and therefore kind of erasing that line between high-tech, low-tech, high art, low art.
The first time that we ever toured Europe, I was 23 years old, I think. I had lived in Germany, and I had been around to several of the capital cities in Europe with my family as a child. But coming back as an adult was really eye-opening.
Well, the band's always felt really at home in Europe. I think it goes back to very early days when they put the first record out. They came to England and France back in 1983. And ever since then, they've just enjoyed coming here. We all like Europe. We all like the food, the culture, the people.
I think that I have maybe the job that everyone in the world wants to have, which is being a pop star. And there are the really glamorous sides of that and the really great sides of it. And then there are the things that you don't really see or think about that can be tiring or can be exhausting or tedious.
What we're doing right now is stuff to
decrease stress and fatigue, increase energy in his immune system, just to really balance him out.
Dr. Sharon is coming on and off of the tour just to keep our bodies able to kind of endure the pace that we're moving at and to do the best shows that we can possibly do.
I feel great. Thank you.
Michael, what are we doing?
We're taking the side route because I feel really bad about this, but there's about 30 kids outside. Let's just hold a second right here, and then we're going to have a call. Hold on a second. I don't want to be late to soundcheck.
This is cool. I've never done this before. Not with a rock star.
You are a rock star.
We're playing today. It's a sold-out crowd at Stadio Olimpico, which is the Olympic Stadium in Rome.
Let's be backstage rock and roll.
The period between soundcheck and the show, that's a time when everyone's kind of in the same area and swapping ideas, or if Peter or Mike have written a new song, maybe they'll tell me about it. There are a lot of things that you do during your day that are kind of behind the scenes and don't really have a lot to do with what people think of as being on tour.
This is where I go from Roman tourist.
You got the statues?
To international pop star. Shaving my head for a photograph for Time Out London cover. I love covers. There's no way for me to describe exactly what it is that I do, but for the most part, I'm up there performing and being an entertainer, but it's really about the music and the voice. Douglas Copeland said, if you want to be remembered 100 years from now, you have to invent a hairdo. But I think if you asked Douglas Copeland, he would tell you that I invented this hair cut.
I'm Gordon Thompson, editor of Time Out in London. We're doing a cover story with Michael for the magazine, just ahead of the Hyde Park show. It's Live 8, and so we're hanging out with a band for a few days.
It's the band's fairly small way of doing their part. It will lend their name and their voice and their performance to support a very important thing, which is the fate of tens of thousands of people every day who are dying of hunger.
Whatever faith or whatever belief you have, compassion is a huge part of it, I guarantee you. Every great faith throughout history has compassion as a huge part of what it is to be a Christian or a Buddhist or a Muslim.
Hey, it looks good. I like the dark.
Why? It's normal. It's just so much. Yeah, it's just so much darker.
It started Stipe Begins.
What is that?
Batman Begins.
You look like a superhero right now.
Is it too dark, do you think?
It's dark, yeah. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
One here, 2 holes. I want to make sure that I'm not electrocuted.
Good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Has he had it before? Good.
A smile reads his tension. I'm sorry to say.
Okay.
What we're doing is going to our governments and going to these people who are in positions of great power and saying, it's not going to be easy, there's nothing simple about this, but let's at least put the discussion and the conversation on the table. Let's educate your constituency about the part that we play in the world as first world countries, very powerful internationally. And let's talk about giving a little bit more than we give right now to try to check the balance between the first world and the developing countries.
We've made a difference in various causes over the years that we've supported, at least REM, and of course the first Live Aid was a huge help to the poverty-stricken people of Africa. So We're just doing what we can as human beings.
There are ways that having a massive concert like this can have a galvanizing effect on public consciousness, which is the way leaders respond.
If you feel like letting go, and you think you've had too much of this life to hang on. Well, everybody hurts. Take comfort in your frown.
Coming up, an exclusive peek into the life of a rock star continues. From the back of the tour bus
The microwave isn't working.
to backstage, it's an REM all-access pass. Just before REM's appearance at Live 8, the band spent a week in Italy on the last leg of their 10-month world tour. REM performed for legions of ecstatic fans in a spectacular show in Rome.
We pretty much use planes, trains, and automobiles. The automobile being a bus. The band primarily travels by bus because it's what they grew up on, and they've always loved that as part of the touring experience. We actually did take a helicopter into Slane Castle one time in Dublin, but we haven't done it since, and nobody's really looking forward to it, so we haven't really done helicopters too much.
All the sleep you didn't get last night, triple it.
I hopped ship. I was supposed to go back to Rome, and all of a sudden, what am I doing? I'm riding the bus with you bitches.
Trying to get the microwave. The microwave isn't working. Roman anchovy paste. Awesome.
Hell yeah. I think hell yeah. America. Yeah.
One of the not great things is how very lonely it can get. Even with the people that you're traveling with, you're also working with them. If it's the band management, the tour management, the people that do all the stuff behind the scenes. So one of the kind of great things is that you have the opportunity to offer a chance to come to some city somewhere that maybe they've been to before, or have never seen before.
Ooh, can I lick your zucchini? I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I've been trying to sleep. They took pictures of me. They humiliated me. And then I heard some story about a plum, someone chasing Michael with a plum when he was in '89, whenever that was. I don't know.
So after the tour is finished, I'm actually going to jump on a couple of other tours of friends, just traveling as a friend. I'll probably be out on tour with U2 and with Patti Smith around Europe for the remainder of the summer. They're friends of mine and people that I admire a great deal, and I love their music. And as a fan, I'll get to go see them perform. And I'm kind of on tour, but I'm kind of not, because I'm not the center of attention anymore. And the pace that I speak at will slow down gradually rather than coming to a grinding halt and being really, being something that really throws you for a loop.
Thank you.
George,
Look at this place.
is there a...
Baby blackberry cozy.
This is a real painting from the 1600s. I mean, this is by far the most beautiful room I've stayed in.
I want to be smacked by the bitch.
I was invited to a party at a 600-year-old villa with a Roman chariot in the courtyard, and you had to stick your hand into the mouth of the devil to enter into the place. And the hostess tried to seduce me by pointing at an egg in the refrigerator. Her husband was in the next room, and I said no. And then she and her friends chased me through the streets back to this hotel, not this room, and pelting me with plums. And here we are, with beautiful fruit, I might add, on the table.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at me.
I wasn't.
If I'm going to be called fruit, at least beautiful fruit will be okay.
Beautiful.
In Europe, there's more of a tradition of live performance. As a music fan or as a member of the audience, you know that when you come to a show, a huge part of what happens that evening is really a very beautiful dance between the performer and the audience. And if one of those entities is not as strong as they need to be or not as expressive as they need to be, it makes the dance a little bit harder. We're en route to Imola, to a festival. Garbage are on stage right now. We had to miss them, sadly. And Green Day are next, and then REM perform. And I'm taking my vitamins. That's pre-show. That's just pre-show. That's post-show. As a music fan, I've been at shows before where I did not feel like the performers were giving enough or the audience were giving enough. Something wasn't syncing. When everything syncs, that's a legendary evening for everyone. I interpret the world that I move through as a person through my emotion and through the feelings that I get more than the details of any particular situation or event. And so I think with an Italian audience, as an artist, there's a very direct line from my heart to their heart. And it makes it, for me, as a performer, much easier to perform in Italy than other parts of the world because I don't have to work as hard.
Okay, we've got probably like 7 minutes. He's putting makeup on right now. He just started. He can do it in 2 minutes probably. And then at the 5 minutes before, I'll go in there. Bobby will go in there, put on his ears. I'll take his tea on stage. And it starts. David, it's the 5 minutes. No.
Oh, there's not another place in New York?
It's the band.
God, it's a
Aw, look at them. You see them cleaning, crimping each other? It's like mammals in the wild.
Here we go.
Bye-bye.
Bye, see you later.
The adrenaline and the pace at which you're moving when you're on tour is so intense and so fast speed that it's easier to keep moving.
thank you again, each and every one of you, for joining us this evening. We're REM. I'm Michael. That's Mike. That's Peter. We're REM, and this is what we do.
Here on your ear, the ocean's near. The light has started to fade. Your highest time, you found the climb. It's hard to focus on more than what's in front of you. Electron blue, adventure rings with the page, and when it dawns on you, it's just blue. Your buzz beginning to wane. Adventure's laid its claim on you.
When I'm walking down the street and someone stops me and says, I'm a huge fan, this song means so much to me, or this song meant this to me at this time in my life, that's my award. And I get that award every day.